got a little firefighter badge.
And in 5,
sticker badge.
4, 3, 2, 1. Roll the open.
Hello and welcome to an early version of Weekend Double. I'm Gerald. That's Nick. How you doing, Nick?
I just hit one bet that paid $54, so I'm losing money all over the place over here.
Well, we got two big races today, two big 100-point races, the Jeff Ruby and the Louisiana Derby, and it looks like we had to open up a little early because the timing's off a little bit. I think we got about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to run through this field real quick. The one we have a field of 12 in the Jeff Ruby Stakes, a mile and eighth in the Turfway Park Synthetic. The one is Calling Card, seventh last time out in the Gotham. The two is Charlie's to Blame, first last time out in the Kitten's Joy. The three is California Burrito, winner last time out in the John Battaglia. He's raced 3 times at Turfway Park. The 4 is Final Gambit, first last time out in a 1 mile maiden special weight at Turfway Park. That's a Brad Cox entry. The 5 is Flying Mohawk, first last time out in the mile 16th allowance at Fairgrounds. All 5 races on the turf. The 6 is Baby Max, last time out was second to California Burrito in the John Battaglia. The 7 is Giocoso, 12th in the Risen Star last time out. This one's by Not This Time. The 8 is Innovator, 12th last time out in the Rebel at Oaklawn Park. 9 races. He has 1 first, 4 seconds, and a third. Nick Juarez rides for D. Wayne Lucas. The 9 is Poster, third in the Sam F. Davis last time. Only loss in his 4 tries. Johnny V rides. The 10 is Maximum Promise, third in the John Battaglia. The 11 is Curvino, third last time out in allowance at Oaklawn Park. And the 12 is He's Not Joking, fifth last time out in the Holy Bull. The 13 did not draw in and is scratched. Your thoughts?
I like speed, so I'm keying the 2 and the 3. I think are going to be the best of the speed. I have the 8 also in there. 2 Charlie's to Blame coming off the turf. 3 California Burrito. 1 here, like you said, last out and has been very good on the synthetic. And Innovator, the 8 coming in. Wrong race. Coming in out of Oaklawn Park and just kind of keeps going to the lead and keeps running well, but not winning a whole lot. So I kind of wonder if he wants, what he actually wants. But it's speed. It's Nick Juarez with D. Wayne Lucas. So I'm going to take a little bit of a flyer with that one at 16-1 currently.
Well, I see Charlie's to Blame going to the front. My big question was, is there going to be a speed duel up front? And is there going to be enough pace for those in the back? And I don't think Burrito goes with these. I think he lets them go, and he probably finishes in the top 3. I'm not quite sure where he finishes, but I do like him in the top 3. I think Poster stays closer, and as long as he's not too far back, I think he probably gets first or second. And if the pace does fall apart, Flying Mohawk is my long shot play here. Flying Mohawk is currently, you see it?
5 is 7-1.
7 7 or 8-1.
Yeah,
and so not that big of a long shot, but I would use that as a money back if you're playing any of the money back specials on any of the wagering sites. But yeah, this race, I think, well, Turfway Park better than anything, and I'm not big on the kickback. I'm afraid that's going to hurt some of them that are running mid pack, but I just think there's too much class here for Poster. I think Poster's probably the likely winner. He's now 8-5. That's way too short for me.
Way too short.
So my money back special my top money back special would probably be California Burrito at 5-1. I like that. You get $7 back on your $2 bet. And then my long shot play is going to be the Mohawk, the Flying Mohawk, to come in late.
I don't disagree with anything you just said. The one thing that's been interesting is that all week at Turfway, it's been forwardly placed. You want to be kind of fast. You want to be kind of forward. And now that they're running in the afternoon, I mean, it's 6:30 back there. This is normally race 2 instead of race 12. and it's been super fast up front. And basically, every horse has been right near the lead. And so I don't think this sets up very well for Poster. Like you said, I don't know that California Burrito is going to be fast enough to get the lead, but I do think he's the best of that group because I don't think Charlie's to Blame nor Innovator are going to have the class to kind of take this group that far. But at 8-1 on Charlie's to Blame, it kind of feels like the one to play, I think. So I'm debating between the 2 and the 3, and I may just exacta box them and call it a day.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the speed. I think the lead will kind of fall apart going into the last turn. I think Charlie's to Blame will kind of peel back, and then California Burrito will take over, and then somewhere in the stretch, Poster catches California Burrito. Maybe Burrito finishes even third. Maybe the Mohawk gets second. So maybe that's my trifecta play: Poster over Mohawk over Burrito. But yeah, we'll see.
The 2-3 exacta box right now is paying for $2. 2 over 3 is 144, and 3 over 2 is 125.
Wow.
So that's big enough odds for me. I'm in the Twin Spires tournament, and I have to make a play. So I played a $25 win bet on California Burrito at 5-1, which would be enough of a pay for me that make it worth it. Plus, it's the money back special. And I did a $20 exacta box 2-3 that should pay $1,200 or $1,400, which unfortunately won't put me. It put me fifth as the standings currently sit. So may have a shot there. Yeah, I'd be fifth if I hit that. So I'll cross my fingers, and it's a big enough play that it makes me a little excited. And top of the stretch, maybe I'll be alive.
Well, I was a little worried this was going to go off early, but it looks like we are set for 6:25 their time, so I feel a little better. But what's the 3-5 exacta box paying?
3-5 is currently 3 over 5. I hate the way Twin Spires does this. 3-5 is 131, and 5-3 is 151 for $2. So 60-1. Yeah. That may be what I may do, because we've seen Nick lose money this way at on a big day of fairgrounds already. But I may box a 2, 3, 5, and 8, and
yeah. I like that.
I got $90 left, so an exacta box for 4. Yeah, that's not going to pay a whole bunch, but it'll give me a little bit to fire at. 2, 3, 5, 8. The other one I liked was the 6 Baby Max, and that one, if I can do it fast enough before they go off.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about Baby Max much, did we? He was second to the Burrito.
And it's not paying enough for me. Yeah. But it's 3-6 is paying $70 for 2. So not quite what I'm looking for in this bet. But yeah. 2, 3, 5, 8. And then the 4 was Final Gambit, who I think also has a chance of closing. If you like the 5, you kind of want to like the 4 as well, I believe. With a win, broke his main last out at Turfway. It's been 6-5 both trips on Turfway, so I'm gonna play that one too. And I'm gonna play it for $2 because that's a silly way of doing this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 exacta box for $2.
All right. Well, good luck. Looks like they're going in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the volume here from the track.
California Burrito, the John Battaglia champion.
I like the way this guy says California Burrito.
He's from Pleasanton. Did you know that?
Is he?
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
His first race was the Pleasanton Fair.
Mohawk, Curvino.
And he'd been at Finger Lakes for a while after this, but yeah, he loves Northern California.
Yeah, when they come around the turn, I know you're going to hear him say California Burrito. Good luck.
Poster is the favorite. He's 8-5. California Burrito is 5-1. He's not joking to complete the line. Ready for the Ruby. And there they go in the 54th running of the Jeff Ruby Stakes. And showing some pace as expected is Innovator, and also there with him is California Burrito and Charlie's to blame from the inside. Maximum Promise is much closer this afternoon. He covers Baby Max. Poster gets to the inside before the first turn. That's a good move for him. So they race into that clubhouse turn, and Charlie's to blame has the lead. Innovator chases the pace from second, and California Burrito sets up shop in third. Baby Max is fourth inside of Maximum Promise. Calling card from the rail. Curvino to the outside, 3 or 4 wide entering the backstretch. Poster's in a good spot. He gets to save ground. He's in the 2 path. Jacoso tries to make an early bid, getting within 5 lengths of the pace. He's not joking, little shy of 7 from the front, joined by Flying Mohawk. And Final Gambit is the last of 12 as they race up the Turfway Park backstretch into Jeff Ruby. Charlie's to blame, 3 parts of a length to Innovator. California Burrito with an early bid heading into the turn. Baby Max is saving ground. Poster continues to improve his position. There goes Jacoso with a wide run, and he's getting in contention with 3 to 5. Maximum Promise is trying to quicken after him. Flying Mohawk begins to gear up. He's hitting his best stride. Curvino's under a drive. They go to Final Gambit, and he's not joking. California Burrito has come away with the lead at the top of the lane in the Jeff Ruby, and Jacoso is chasing after him, and Maximum Promise is hitting his stride. It's California Burrito, Jacoso. Here comes Final Gambit to the far outside, rolling home like a good thing. Check out Final Gambit and Luan Machado. They win the Jeff Ruby Stakes going away. Flying Mohawk was second, and Maximum Promise, Poster, and Jacoso.
4, 5, 10, 9.
Final Gambit has just won the richest race in the history of Turfway Park.
I muted myself
4, 5,
because I
10,
started
9.
screaming, and my dog didn't like me screaming, but I have it for $2.
4, 5, 10, 9, right?
Yep, and 4, 5 exacted for $2 is paying $286.
The 15 to 1, over 9 to 1, over 5 to 1. No, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. What was it? 4, 5, 10, 9?
What a big run from Final
thought it
Gambit.
was-
He was an impressive recent.
Thought it was
maiden
4,
special
5,
weight
10,
kid.
1.
What a jump up in class. We always
Yeah,
talk
I think
about
you're right.
4-year-olds
The
getting
3
better
just
Maximum
quickly.
Promise and
Final
calling
Gambit
card.
is getting good at
I'm
the
gonna see it right
time.
here.
What an unbelievable stretch run from him. A little bit of trouble at the start looking at this slow-mo.
4, 9, 10, 9.
Didn't really matter for Final Gambit.
4,
He
5,
was a
10, 9, yeah.
bona fide
Yep.
late runner, and he rolls in the final quarter of a mile. Flying Mohawk, the 5, finishes second. Third place to the 10, Maximum Promise.
So Gambit's in,
Place 9, Poster. Fifth
and
place,
Mohawk's in.
Jacoso,
Yep.
150.
They're both
100s.
in.
It's
Yep.
Jeff Ruby Stakes.
And Burrito is not, and Poster may
He's not.
get in. He had 20.
He had points.
He had
yeah.
20, and that's 15 points.
Yeah.
15
Okay.
points.
Yep.
So maybe.
Maybe. Sorry, but the back.
No, that's all right. It's not bad. It's not too loud.
Oh man, that I wonder if either of those, the 4 or the 5, actually are going to go to the Derby, because Final Gambit started on the turf and then ran on synthetic, and Flying Mohawk is only ran on the turf.
I
This
say
feels
I say Gambit goes. That's a Brad Cox.
Brad Cox
got one.
and Juddmont. So yes, probably.
Yeah.
And it's not this time out of a Tappet, so yeah, probably likes the dirt.
Oh, it is not this time?
Yeah, not this time on
Oh,
top.
that's great. That's great for our group sire bet.
Yep. And the 5 feels like it's going to the American turf, right? Like that feels like a straight. This was a prep for Derby Day, but the American Oaks or the American turf or whatever it's called, which is a 3-year-old turf
American,
race.
yeah. Well, I don't know who are the owners of that.
2-8 Racing, Jason Worth. Oh, the baseball guy from
From the Phillies or whatever.
Yeah, and Barry Family Racing and Kalita Racing. Beckman, Whitworth Beckman is the trainer. So yeah, maybe.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. So Poster's kind of on the fence there, probably. I just he felt like he got a bad trip. Like he was just stacked behind 3 or 4 horses the whole time, and when he was starting to move up, they were backing into him, and then he never could find a seam. But I don't know. We'll see. That's Godolphin, right? Poster.
Poster is yes, Godolphin and what's it? Ian Harding. Ian Hardy.
All right, let me just check the fairgrounds. Looks like we're 4 minutes to post over there.
Okay.
Scheduled for 3:42, so it's a little bit farther out, I think. I'm gonna check the video on another screen. So yeah, well, I'm happy that a couple of all others got into the Derby.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm checking and refreshing my.
I know. I am
I'm
too.
like, oh man, I
got 9 minutes to post for the Louisiana Derby. So we can spend a couple more minutes here. I just wanted to look at this.
And so I would say, I mean, based on what we just saw, I never really take the Jeff Ruby Stakes as a real prep for the Derby. I know that Two Phils came out of it. I know that Rich Strike came out of it. I'm aware. I don't trust the synthetic and the run style and all of the things that come along with running on synthetic.
Louisiana Derby.
So
welcome.
I do believe the Louisiana Derby is a legit one. And this year, I don't think it's as good as it's been the last couple of years. And with that said, I don't think there's any real standout here in the 3-year-old crop as we sit. Journalism and Barnes and what's his name? The other Baffert that I've now forgotten their name of. Citizen Bowl are going to make me look silly here in 6 weeks. But at this moment, I'm like, you can see kind of anybody coming out. And if we get a good race in this Louisiana Derby, I think you may have a new name mixed in there. How about that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's traditionally been a pretty good race, one that you pay attention to. And I agree, too, about the Jeff Ruby. It's kind of the one you look for an upset underneath, maybe in your superfecta or in your try or your superfecta in the Kentucky Derby. But yeah, the Louisiana Derby, this will be the farthest prep race of all the prep races, a mile and 3/16. Closest you're going to get to a mile and a quarter. It is another 100-point race, so it's 150, 25, 15, 10 points in that order. We have a field of 10. The one is John Hancock, winner last time out in the Sam F. David. That was only his third race.
Second race.
I'm sorry. That was only a second race. This is only his third race. So that worries me a little bit, but I think he's good.
Well,
and go ahead.
He beat Owen Almighty and Poster in that race. So yeah, there's definitely something there.
He might need, this might be an education race for him, but he needs to finish in the top 3, I would say. Or he could probably get in the top 4, but to be competitive, I think he really wants to be in the top 1 or 2. And I think Flavian Pratt will do that for Brad Cox. That one's by constitution. 2 is Chunk of Gold, our nightmare for that last time out in the Risen Star. I won't even talk about it. But in his 3 races, he's got a 1st and 2 seconds. Jareth Loveberry is in the saddle. The 3 is Tistastic, 5th last time out in the Rebel. Joel Rosario rides for Steve Asmussen. This one's by Tis the Law. The 4 is a big question mark for me. Yinzer broke his maiden in his 4th try last time out at a mile and 16th maiden special weight at the fairgrounds. Maybe you have some more insight on him, but Ben Curtis rides for Steve Asmussen. That's the 4, Yinzer.
I hated Yinzer when he broke his maiden at 11-1 because I lost with Yinzer when he ran 5th. On Lecompte at 5-2. So I can't seem to get Yinzer right. When he goes on to win the Pat Day Mile in 6 weeks, I will say he's the new Seize the Gray who stuffed me last year. So it's going to be that's the one that scares me the most because he looks like he can just go to the lead and keep going. And it's only his 5th race. So it certainly seems like a legit chance that he has here. And especially at what looks like going to be 30-1. It's kind of an overlay if you ask me, but I'm not playing him because I hate money, apparently.
Okay, before I go on to the rest of the field, if you have any comments, put your comments in the comment area. We'd love to hear them there. The 5 is Caldera, 2nd last time out in a dual stretch with Getaway Car in the Sunland Derby. Tyler Gaffleon rides for D. Wayne Lucas. This one scares me a little bit. 6 is Built, third last time out in the Risen Star. I really like Built. He's been in the money all 5 races. I think this one gets in the Derby some way, somehow, either with a win, a second, a third, fourth, fifth. I think he gets in. Jose Ortiz rides for Wayne Catalano. The 7 is Vassimo, fourth in the Risen Star. I read Ortiz rides for Todd Pletcher. This one's by Nyquist. The 8 is Furio, second last time out in allowance at a mile and 16th at the fairgrounds. Luis Saez rides for Joe Sharp. The 9 is Instant Replay, first last time out in a mile of 16th allowance at fairgrounds. This might be the long shot play with Florent Drew aboard for Brad Cox. And the 10 is Hypnus, seventh in the Rebel. Might have been overwhelmed in that race. It was only a second start. I might be tempted to use the 10 also underneath. He's taking a little money though, 5-1. I was surprised. I thought he'd be higher than that.
He's the one that I like the most is Hypnus. If you go back and watch that Rebel, he was coming around the far turn and got stopped, got moved out, got stopped again, and then down the stretch got stopped for a third time, and then rallied on past the wire. I know ran past the wire doesn't mean anything, but he kept running and he looked really good. So getting back to fairgrounds where he broke his maiden, I think he has a real good chance here. Like I said, again with Chunk of Gold in the what was it, the LeCompte or the Risen Star. Oh, he's too far back and the track's playing a little too much towards speed. I'm a little afraid that I'm going to say Hypnus needs, is up against it with the run style he has, which is coming from off of the lead. And I'm a little afraid that I'm going to say that here and he's going to come in and stuff me again. But I'm going to play him underneath. I think I'm with you. I think John Hancock's the class of this field.
Well, Chunk of Gold's going to need that rail right again. He got a little lucky on that run. I'm not sure he's going to get that run today, that rail today. But if he does, you're definitely going to see those colors moving along the rail, moving up one by one, picking him off one by one. And luckily this time we won't be yelling for him to slow down and ruin our attack. But I think there could be a speed duel up front between Yinzer and Furio that could set off some things in the stretch. But I think John Hancock lets him go, stays close enough to catch the leaders, whoever they might be. I also think Built comes closing late, and that's actually my I guess you'd call it ice cold exacta. Built and John Hancock. Let's see what else. Instant Replay was my long shot play. So if I was playing a trifecta, I'd probably box those 3: Instant Replay, Built, and John Hancock. That's the 1, the 6, and the 9. I'd probably do that in an exacta too.
Yep. I think Built is going to get a little bit underplayed coming off of that third place finish where I think he did a lot of the dirty work. I've regrouped myself because I was screaming and yelling about how Built has no chance in the Derby. He's a terrible. He needs to get off the trail. And then I watched the replay again, and I've seen what's come out of that race, and I'm back on the Built bandwagon, and at what looks to be 5-6-1 right now. I just played a cold exacta 1-6 for $100, which is paying 18 for $1. Yep. So I'm playing it for 100 in the contest, which would put me at least. I'd still be short, so I may need to bump that up a little bit. I'm shooting for 1950 at the moment, so realistically, I'm shooting for about 2,500 on the day, and I only got 300 left with this race and then the last at Turfway. So I may need to make a little bit more of an aggressive play. It looks like maybe I need to play somebody else here.
Yeah, I need to get my money back specials in right now. I almost forgot for the fairgrounds. I'm going to be going with Built and my long shot play. Instant Replay. Instant Replay is the 9.
Instant Replay is very interesting. It's another Brad Cox with Giroux up. I thought Brad Cox didn't he have another one? He has, what's his name? John Hancock. That makes sense. So it is interesting to have the 9 Instant Replay needing to come off of the lead with John Hancock, who needs the lead. It almost feels like it's a setup for Instant Replay, and I don't think that's true because I don't think that's how he's going to run this one. He had ran in a maiden claiming for 100,000, 150 maiden claiming, but I do have a note just as a side note here. The 150 maiden claiming was the one that California Burrito won, and Instant Replay ran second. They ran it that back in September. So a pretty good maiden claimer for 150. You kind of expect that. So I don't know. I don't know if instant replays being a maiden claimer feels a little bit weird for Brad Cox to be really shooting for the Derby, but Gary and Mary West, I'm sure they're trying to get it in just because, that's what they're after maximum security.
Well, ExpressBet wouldn't let me put the bet in because they're on a clock, even though the race hasn't started, and so they have shut me out. So I can't do the money back special on ExpressBet. But I didn't know they did that. I thought they were in real time with
Seriously
with Fairgrounds, but they must be on the. I actually thought this was 5:45 start time. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and I mean it says 0 minutes to post, but they're still circling.
Oh, it is 3:42 official post time. So whatever happened, I didn't get that. Yeah, and I had to put it. It's in, but it's not in as a money back.
Oh, that makes sense. That's silly, but at least you understand it's a computer that kind of made that decision for you.
I'm gonna put the sound up here so we don't miss anything as they're going in. Okay, so who's your top play again?
I think it's going to be John Hancock. That's who I'm kind of keying up top. I'm putting Built in second, and then I played a trifecta with Chunk of Gold, Built, and Hypnus in second and third. So John Hancock over 2, 6, 10.
I see someone in the comments likes John Hancock as well. They're rooting for Flavian there. I couldn't agree with you more. I think John Hancock, if he wins this, this is the mile and 3/16.
Yep.
That's like a 154. I think he's around 154, 155. I think you got to give him a serious consideration for the Derby.
Yeah, agreed.
And it's been 0 minutes to post here for at least a couple of minutes.
They're dragging, that's for sure.
We also have a 1-6 box. John Hancock and Built. That was, I think, part of my ice cold there in the comments by MSMK Hart. Thank you, MSMK Hart. If you guys like next week next week when we're on, I will put the link in the comments if you want to join us. I should have done this earlier, but since we had two shows, we had a little bit longer show today, but I just didn't get a chance to do it. But next week from now on, what I'll do is I'll put the link in the comments, and then you follow the link. You can use your phone, your computer, and you can get in and join us with us on the stream.
Horses are approaching the starting gate. Going down to the mile and 3/16 start for the TwinSpires.com Louisiana Derby.
Just so you know, Nick and I have been doing following horse racing, mostly Kentucky Derby preps, Kentucky Derby, Breeders' Cup on another site, No Filter Network, and we decided to move over to YouTube just because there was a bigger audience and the site just seemed a little bit more stable. So we appreciate you joining in and watching. If you're playing, good luck. Maybe the next time around, I'll let you in on some wagering ideas if you want to get in on the action and wager, depending on what state you're in. It may be legal.
The horses have reached the starting gate.
It is
now post time for the TwinSpires.com Louisiana Derby.
It may be legal in the state you're in, and we'll tell you how to.
With John Hancock coming up.
How to get in and get some free money. So
Sam F. Davis
here we go.
In John Hancock.
Good luck, Nick.
Fairgrounds meet leader Jose
I'm going to need it.
With Built has joined John Hancock. Ira T. Jr. with Vassimo. Now Jareth Lawberry with Chunk of Gold. Joel Rosario, Tistastic coming up. Purple Silks with a white cap. Yenzer, Ben Curtis has a stakes win on the card. Luis Saez with Furio. So this over the mile and 3/16 here at the fairgrounds. John Hancock, the 2-1 favorite. Right now, 4-1 on Caldera waiting to load. 5-1 on 6 Built in the gate. Now Furio's joined up. Tyler Gaffleone with Caldera. Laurent Giroux with instant replay, 10-1, and one more. Brian Hernandez Jr. with Hypnos. They're in the gate. They're off in the TwinSpires.com Louisiana Derby. And John Hancock was sharply away. Here's John Hancock to the early lead from Yinzer. Furio is right there with the white blinkers and built close up in between horses. Chunk of Gold with Caldera. Vassimo. Hypnos gets position and angles toward the inside parts of the track. And back of Hypnos is Tistastic, and instant replay is last as they enter the first turn. It's John Hancock. So with pole position for Flavian Pratt, it's John Hancock, who's made a very easy early lead as they go to the back of the track. And on the outside is Yinzer, who follows John Hancock and built his third with the rail. Furio alongside running in fourth.
Spread out.
Chunk of Gold settles into this run here in fifth. Then on the outside is
too fast,
Caldera, who's next in sixth. Further back to Vassimo with him.
He looks like he's doing it easy, and that was a slow half, so I'm going to go with it's okay.
22.99
But
seconds.
he's getting pressured there
Half
with
mile
the
for the front
injuries. Pressuring pretty good.
84 seconds, and now they're in the vicinity of the half-mile pole here in the Louisiana Derby. And it's still John Hancock. John Hancock continues to lead. Yinzer on the outside is Furio, who's coming with a bid, and Built is right there too. John Hancock as they round the far turn. 3/4 and 1 at 11.03 seconds. John Hancock tackled by Built. So Built is building momentum. For Jose Ortiz, here's Built, who's on even terms with John Hancock. As these two battle to the top of the stretch, Chunk of Gold is right there. Tistastic. Furio has dropped back. Hypnos, and on the far outside, Vassimo. As they straighten away, instant replay is moving from out of the backfield, but it's Built, and Built has taken the lead here for Jose Ortiz. It's Built in front. John Hancock has given way. Right there is Chunk of Gold between horses, and on the outside, Tistastic. As they come past the 16th with Joel Rosario, it's Tistastic now pulling clear from Chunk of Gold. Instant replay. Tistastic on top of the Louisiana Derby. Tistastic won by just over 2 from Chunk of Gold. Instant replay third, and John Hancock finished fourth.
So Hancock might get in. He got 50, 20, 10. He got 15 points. John Hancock might get in. I don't know if he's going to go, but I think the pace was too fast. I think it was he should have let Yinzer and Furio go. I didn't expect him to do that. Maybe he needs the lead. I don't know. But
I don't think it would have made a difference because Built fell apart too, right? I mean, it wasn't like Built held on for anything.
Did Built fall back to fifth?
Fourth or fifth, yeah.
Well, he cut right in front of John Hancock.
I mean, it went because the 9 instant replay is there.
Yeah,
I don't know if John Hancock passes 6 Built again.
156.20.
Yep, he did.
Louisiana Derby. 329.13.
Yeah, he got
fifth. 7-1 first.
Built
2
got
Chunk
fifth.
of Gold.
So that won't be enough for Built.
Second.
But
good effort.
Caldera stumbled at the start.
Replay.
Yeah.
Thank God
Coming from
Caldera did not win that because they would have killed me on the future play.
And won John Hancock at 9-5. The Louisiana Derby favorite runs fourth today.
I mean, Tistastic's been running some good races. Never really seemed to make any of it work. But he ran second in the street since at Churchill, and then he ran third in the Kentucky Jockey Club.
Look at the time.
Yeah,
that's a good time.
Bad.
Maybe he needed the distance
and the setup, right? I mean, the pace seems to have, I want to say completely collapsed because I don't know how much was behind John Hancock there, but he got passed by Built down the stretch and then just kind of re-rallied past him. But I think that's more Built quitting than anything. But yeah, that's
Tistastic is also by Tiz the Law another group sire bet entry. I'm pretty sure. I think that's the group sire entry we have. So that's good for us, as well as Chunk of Gold was there was an all. I think Chunk of Gold was in all others, right?
No, he was in.
No, but what is his sire?
Let me see here.
I think he's in all others in the sire.
Preservationist.
Yeah,
so
he's in all other.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay with this turnout as far as our future bets go. I had Tistastic on one of those. I think one of those really long shot.
I'm looking right now because I thought I did too.
Always talk about.
Let's see what they have to say here.
Needing to take steps forward throughout this road, not only to this race, the Louisiana Derby, but onward from here. What do we just see out there?
Joe gave him the perfect trip on the day. The
Rosario.
horse rose to the occasion. He's getting better and needed to. Great to see him run such a good race when it mattered so much.
Mile and 3/16, mile and a quarter for the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, you know where we want to be. Hopefully he's the one that can get us over the hump.
All right, congratulations. Enjoy it, Steve.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank
Hmm.
you.
All right. Well, the start of the 100-point Derby preps, a bit of a shocker here. Tistastic wins, and then earlier in the Jeff Ruby, we had was it Final Gambit?
Yep.
Final Gambit, the 4, for Brad
We had-
Cox.
Yeah, we had two pretty big shockers there.
Yeah. All right. Well, we had 2 shows. Let me turn this volume down. We had 2 shows in one today. Next week, what's on the schedule next week?
Arkansas Derby, Florida Derby, and
Would have normally been the UA Derby, but it's been moved back.
Let me see.
So I think that's only 2.
Yep, the 2 Florida and Arkansas Derbies.
Okay, well, those are 2 big Derby preps. Thank you again for joining us in the chat and on the side here. Next week, I'll have a link if you guys want to join us. We'll start a little bit earlier, and you can join us and give us your opinions of who you like in this race. You can do it from your phone or your laptop or your PC. We're getting close. We're what are we, about 8 weeks now?
6.
We're about 6 weeks
6
away
weeks.
from the Derby.
Yep.
And the last 2 weeks are idle. So yeah, we're right there. We're right there. So the field is getting formed with these 100-point races. They're filling up fast. So join us next week for those 2 races. And thanks again for joining us here for Weekend Double. I'm Gerald. That's Nick. Nick, did you get anything on this one?
Nope, not even close. But I'm still got some money left, so I'm going to fire at this last one at Turfway. So we can you can talk me through that one here in a minute.
All right. Well, for Nick and Gerald, good night, and we'll see you next week.